romance author. Everybody go, woo. With 7, count them, 7 books so far. She's also a retired belly dancer and the founder of Shimmy Mob Memphis. She's here to talk about situational awareness and why the topic should matter to each of us. The title of her speech, Watching for the Boogeyman. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Debra Parmley. Yeah.
Watching for the Boogeyman. Something happened when fairy tales were rewritten. When they were rewritten to be less frightening for children, parents wanted to raise their children in a world where they were never afraid. And that's natural, that desire to protect, and it's good to protect our children. There's nothing wrong with checking under the bed for the boogeyman and telling your child that he's not there. And children need to feel safe, and they need to be safe. But something happened after our fairy tales changed. Suddenly, we had to teach our children not to talk to strangers. Because you and I both know there are real boogeymen out there. What is never taught is how to spot the boogeyman before he gets near you, before he gets under the bed. To watch for him and to pay attention. As children, we wait for others to look for the boogeyman. We wait for others to take care of the boogeyman. And this carries over into our adulthood. Most of us remain unaware of situational awareness unless the military teaches us or someone else teaches us. A couple weeks ago, I was invited by a very good friend to attend a seminar on situational awareness at Krav Maga. I was so unaware that I had to look the term up. I didn't know what it meant. I didn't know how much I needed the class, but fortunately, he knew. Situation awareness is a military term, and it's defined as the ability to identify, process, and comprehend the critical elements of information about what is happening to the team with regards to the mission. But put in more simple terms, so that even a child can understand it, it just means being aware of what is going on around you. Once when I was working as a belly dancer, our troupe was at a convention where we were performing 2 nights. So we were staying at the convention hotel, and there was a hospitality suite where they provided food and drinks for our lunches. And I went to lunch with a friend from the troupe, and we were chatting and enjoying our meal, and I wasn't really paying attention, because you don't. But a man came in, went through the line, and he loaded a plate with food. There was so much food on his plate that it looked like the plate wouldn't hold the food. I just sort of briefly registered that in my peripheral vision, just that thought, well, that's a lot of food on that plate. And I'm glad I noticed that. Because we finished our meal, we dropped our plates in the trash, and we walked out the door. He dropped his full plate of food in the trash and followed us. At this point, the hair on the back of my neck is a full alert, and I'm scared, and I don't know what to do. So we're walking down the hall, and I said to my troop sister, keep walking, there's a man following us. We can't take the stairwell, which is the normal route to and from the hospitality suite. And I was really scared. But we passed that stairwell, and then I thought, by God, if you're going to follow me, I'm going to turn around and look at you. So that's what I did. I stopped, I turned around, and I just gave him a look. Scared as hell, but gave him that look. And he ducked down the stairwell. We were fortunate. We went back to that hospitality suite, and I had someone go get security. We told them, and it was taken care of. That's just one boogeyman story that I have, and there even one boogeyman story would have, one experience with a boogeyman would have made me more aware. The thing is, it didn't. Girls aren't taught these things, and that is very dangerous because it turns a girl into an opportunity. Jack Romo, our instructor, said, most crime can be summed up as a matter of opportunity. I have a thing for cats, and I like to go to the zoo and watch the tigers. The tiger is my favorite cat. And I've noticed that the female tiger will be on the ground with her cubs, and she's sort of in the center. And the male tiger is making a big circle around her. He's pacing, he's patrolling, he's protecting. And I believe this is true of our human biology too, because females tend to be focused inward on the children as they need to be, and males tend to be focused outward on potential danger as they need to be. And that's great. But recent events have made me realize that adults of both sexes need to learn to be more aware. Whether it's a theater, a school, a Kroger's, a mall, anywhere, the boogeyman can show up. So we should all be more aware. It's better to spot a boogeyman before he comes up behind you, taking you by surprise. It's better to be aware of him. What if I hadn't noticed that guy? And he would have had more advantage. And that little bit of peripheral vision, what if I hadn't noticed that? I wouldn't have made the connection. Boogeymen look for opportunities, and they are waiting, and they are watching. If we are not aware of them, then we become the next opportunity. Let us not behave like children waiting for someone else to look under the bed or in the closet, waiting for someone else to see them. That's too dangerous. And there is training available. You can reach Jacob Romo of WhiteRabbitProtection.com at 901-240-6749 and by email at wheelchairgunfighter@gmail.com. He's an excellent instructor. Let us all take responsibility for our safety. Not just for our own safety, but for the safety of those who are with us who might not be so aware. Let us learn what to look for so that we can be aware when the boogeyman comes up behind us, so that we can turn and look at him and say, hey, I see you, you're not sneaking up on me. And maybe if we look him in the eye and he realizes that we are not the opportunity he's looking for, maybe it will stop him. So of course there's other training available too. But this is the first step, because you don't want the boogeyman to get close enough to be under your bed or in your closet or right behind you. I welcome you all to spread this word, because I really feel that this is one of the most important things we could learn as far as our children and all the way up to adults. It's very, very important. It's survival. Thank you.
Right.